Olá, bem-vindo ao CNN Freedom Project. Hoje o tema é o mercado do sexo ilegal e a pedofilia. Mais da metade de todas as crianças em condições de trabalho forçado são vítimas da exploração sexual.
I'm Jada Pinkett Smith, and for the next hour, we're going to investigate something deeply disturbing and uncomfortable. We're going to take a hard look at the lives of girls and women trapped in the sex trade and explore the roots that lured them into the life they could have never imagined.
Human trafficking is the second most lucrative crime in the world, second only to narcotics trafficking.
He's beat me, he's raped me.
It's just like somebody paying for a slave.
Human trafficking is real. This little girl, she's not just a bad kid. She's a kid that's been dealt a bad life.
It is nothing like you think it is.
He was pimping her out of her own home.
Really?
Oh, we can't make this stuff up.
I had sex with almost 40 guys in one day.
As a mother, as a human being, this is something that is simply unacceptable. I want to show you traffickers, girls affected, and the people fighting back against modern-day slavery.
Atlanta, Geórgia, é o coração do Sul.
I was born and raised in Atlanta, been in Atlanta pretty much all my life. I love this city. It's just a local agency.
O sargento Torrey Kennedy chefia a divisão de crimes virtuais contra menores.
Hey, Sergeant.
É o fim da primavera e a busca começa com anúncios como esses. Eles usam palavras como novinha, pequena e aberto 24 horas. A equipe de Kennedy identifica os anúncios suspeitos.
I mean, she looks really young on here, really young on there.
She's really young.
Exactly.
O esquadrão prepara a operação. Policiais à paisana marcam, nas palavras deles, encontros com as meninas. Quando o dinheiro é entregue, a equipe de Kennedy entra em cena.
We usually roll in and go directly to the room, assess the situation, interview the victim or the child or whoever it may be.
There's a female with some gray, like stretchy spandex pants and a black shirt.
9mm. Showing right now, per the hit is showing that it's stolen.
A prioridade é averiguar a idade da vítima.
We're out here to save kids. That's our number one goal.
Enquanto os policiais levam as mulheres para a delegacia, o sargento Kennedy recebe um chamado de uma segunda equipe à paisana. A CNN acompanhou as operações da equipe do sargento por um ano, indo a todas as saídas de rodovias, efetuando prisões e tentativas de resgate.
She's been kind of hard. I mean, she's been in life since she was 13, 14, she said.
Essa menina diz ter 17 anos. Segundo a lei norte-americana, todo menor de 18 anos na prostituição é vítima de tráfico humano.
She has one tattoo to leave. We've seen multiple times in this general area that it's likely a brand from a local pimp. They put their logo on their girl. Pretty much every girl we've run into with this particular tattoo has been just as hard as she is. But we haven't ran into her underage yet. She's the first.
Menor de idade e indisposta a aceitar ajuda.
We want to treat her as a victim real bad. That's not what she wants.
Sargento Kennedy, pai de 3 filhos, diz que é de partir o coração.
We can grant leniency on her if she's willing to accept going into a safe house, but she simply refuses it, outright refuses to do it.
ela não está pronta para abandonar a única vida que conhece.
When my daughter was 11, she came to me and she said, "Mommy, did you know that there were girls that were being sold for sex that are my age in this country?" I was like, I think there's a mistake. That doesn't happen here. After that, it was just, I remember I was stuck to the computer for days, story after story after story, and I couldn't believe that I didn't know.
Mas Dália Hawassin sabe. Ela é assistente da promotoria do condado de DeKalb e trabalha constantemente com o sargento Kennedy.
Would you say that there's a difference between prostitution and trafficking?
Trafficking is the manufacturing of children for the sex trade. They're just getting sold and passed on from one exploiter to the other. And a lot of times it's because they don't know another life after this.
Esses exploradores podem vir de qualquer lugar.
From anywhere. Is there such thing as trafficking occurring in airports?
It is the world's busiest airport, which kind of lends to us then being one of the hubs, is because that man could get on that computer anonymously, say, "I'm coming in to go have sex with this child." He'll fly in on a 3 o'clock flight, meet the child at 6 o'clock, and be gone on the 8 o'clock. How are we to ever find them? How are we to ever know who they are?
I think people feel like there are other people that come from other parts of the world through the airports. That constitutes for trafficking, that we're like a pit stop and then they go somewhere else. No, 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 no. Our children here in the United States are being trafficked.
Onde isso começa? Como acontece? Não é como se imagina.
It all begins in the house. It really does.
A Nick Whitmore é psicóloga forense dedicada a entender o pensamento dos traficantes de pessoas e de suas vítimas.
They're running away from a home that they're not valued. They're experiencing some sort of trauma in that home that they are not content with. They want to escape. And so they show them a good life, maybe for 2 days, and then they're in.
Thirsty? Is that why you were on that? You thirsty?
Sasha Hewey nasceu e cresceu na Flórida. Quando ela tinha 14 anos, viviam implicando com ela na escola.
What I got picked on a lot about was being black, like really, really dark skin, I guess.
Ela se sentia sozinha em casa e na escola. Sasha disse que foi por isso que, quando uma aluna mais velha ofereceu amizade, ela aceitou.
I thought she was like my best friend because I could like tell her anything. One day she asked if, I want to skip school, we're gonna have fun, So we went to this barber shop. When I was there, she introduced me to these guys.
A nova amiga da Sasha, Ray, a apresentou ao homem que viria a ser o traficante dela.
They talked about how we was gonna make money, how it was gonna be easy, we didn't have to depend on nobody. And it was all sounding good and stuff, so I fell for it.
Was there any kind of grooming process, like when this first started? Or it's just something that just happened and he was just expecting you to learn on the way?
He slowly brought it on when we got closer, when he felt like he got closer to me. He usually did it out of the back of the barber shop. And he even had people that work with the post office, mailman come in. Mailman came in and paid their money to him, came back there to me.
This pimp was working out of a barbershop.
Exactly. Where many folks go in all day long slapping hands and getting haircuts.
So we have 3 A's and 1 B.
Lisa Williams já ouviu histórias iguais a essa, muitas vezes. Ela fundou o Living Water for Girls, um abrigo e centro de reabilitação para vítimas de tráfico humano.
From your perspective, can you tell us what trafficking is looking like in Atlanta?
There's no one profile. It's whatever that buyer wants, that pimp, that trafficker will go out and get. Generally, you want to say that it's a young girl or a young woman on the streets in high heels, skimpy clothes. You know, she could be wearing dungarees or blue jeans and a t-shirt with a backpack on her, because that's the fantasy of that man who wants to buy her that day. So she looked like, say, like a typical schoolgirl.
Williams diz que muitas meninas do programa vêm de lares conturbados, onde se sentem ignoradas. É uma vulnerabilidade explorada pelos traficantes.
This is their job. They will sit down and let your daughter or son talk to them for 3 to 4 hours straight without interrupting them. I don't know a mother today or a father today or a grandma that has 3 hours just to sit there and not say a word and let their children talk to them just like they want to. That trafficker, that pimp,
all day.
All day. They're going to learn every piece of information about your child because that's how they keep them.
It was more of a conversation. But I tell him how me and my sister get in an argument. He'd be like, you can't be getting an argument with your sister like that. He was more like a dad, but then again, we had sex, so it wasn't. So it was just the communication and how he talked to me.
Após ganhar a confiança dela, o traficante começou a lhe pedir favores.
He slowly put it on me like, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to make this money for me because I really need it. So I did. And then he was like, I love you for that. I love you so much. Da, da, da. And then he would slowly put 2, 3 more guys. And I got upset when I first realized what he was doing. But I kept doing it because he made me feel like I was special.
Noite após noite, dezenas de homens, um após o outro.
Mostly on the weekends we go to hotels and they'll have sex with me, drugged up and slobbing on me. One day, but I was like, I can't do this no more. I was in pain. I felt like my insides hurted. I felt like in this area it hurted really bad because one day I had sex with almost 40 guys in one day. And I was so tired. And I said, I can't do this no more.
Mas o traficante garantiu que ela soubesse que ir embora não era uma opção.
He was like, you ain't going nowhere. And, I was like, you want to bet? And then he went to the other room, came back with a gun. And he was like, if you go somewhere, we'll see. He said, I bet you'll be back tomorrow. I bet.
Sasha Herway disse que ir embora era mais difícil do que ela achava. Não eram só as ameaças que ele fazia, eram as táticas psicológicas que ele usava. Quando não a estava ameaçando, agia como se a amasse.
It was just like that feeling of him like caring about me, but I knew he didn't. But I still went back.
Me coming up, an independent woman was about being educated, being able to stand on your own. And it shocked me that young women now feel like being an independent woman and getting that lifestyle you want, you get on that stripper pole.
Existem mais de 4.000 boates como essa nos Estados Unidos. Meninas jovens, mulheres adultas. Em qualquer noite da semana dá para achá-las aqui. Pergunte a Casey McLaur. Ela era uma delas.
We're with an organization that works with women that are in the life, and I came from the life, and our team, we're here together just to kind of just offer our gift bags to you. Okay. Just want it, it's free, doesn't cost anything, and we just wanted to make sure you get one so you can choose which, I'm not sure what color you like, but you're able to choose. Yes. You know, we're here if you ever need someone to talk to.
O programa de intervenção de McLaure se chama Forçawa, em homenagem à filha, que foi sua motivação para sair do entretenimento adulto.
We're raising awareness about sex trafficking with girls and just letting them know that there's help out there.
Os donos desta boate não compactuam com o tráfico. Infelizmente, Rachel McCall não trabalhou em uma boate assim.
I don't remember a time in my life where I didn't know what sex was.
Rachel entrou para essa vida bem cedo.
I do think that it does go back to being abused at a young age. And at the age of 7, I was actually introduced to pornography.
Como milhares de crianças por ano, Rachel sofreu abuso sexual e não recebeu a ajuda necessária.
I'm from a very small town in Georgia. As just the years passed, I continued a destructive lifestyle that everybody just ignored. She's just rebellious, you know, she just has problems.
O estilo de vida destrutivo a fez parar em uma boate de striptease.
For me, it took about a year, and then I started being exploited by the club management. I was told, you can make more money this way.
Assim, significava dar aos homens muito mais do que uma dança sensual.
The club that I worked at, I would tell anybody it's the modern day brothel. You come in and they would say, oh, I want a African American girl, I want a small girl, I want a girl who looks underage. Yeah, and they just come in and order what they want.
What was the moment that you said, I'm done?
I got to work and there was, I think, 3 men waiting on me. And my boss comes running up and he's, you know, telling me, you've got John 1, John 2, John 3, they're there.
Rachel disse que essa noite foi uma das piores e a manhã seguinte não foi nada melhor.
I was like Walking Dead. I was gray. I was used up. I was going to end my life that day.
Em seu pior momento, na boate de striptease, as voluntárias da Forçawa apareceram. Uma delas falou com Rachel.
She came over and she's like, hey girl, what's wrong? Because I was teared up. All she did was listen to me. I just felt drawn to her, and then before she left, she prayed for me.
Naquela noite, Rachel abandonou essa vida. Depois ela foi a um centro de vítimas de tráfico, o Wellspring Living. Hoje ela percebe que uma das coisas que a levou a ser stripper foi a vida glamourosa, retratada em músicas e videoclipes.
I wanted to be that independent chick.
Right.
Like, I wanted to be that.
Right.
And I wanted to have a Louis, and I wanted to drive a Cadillac, and I wanted to have nice things.
We can both agree that with what we see in the music videos and all the glorification of the independent chick and the stripper and all of that, what you're saying is that what they forget to tell you is the ugly side of it.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
When they take the cameras off, how about filming them the next morning?
Right.
How about filming them then?
I want these girls to have a voice, and I want people to see them as people, and that they're not bad girls, and that they're not throwaways, and that they are human beings, and they are lights, and they have power, and they have so much to offer. If we just have the love and the humanity to give them a chance.
As regras implícitas das ruas podem ser confusas e brutais. Essa filmagem secreta mostra uma jovem discutindo com um explorador suspeito. Outros homens veem a fraqueza dela e a cercam. De acordo com Rebecca, sobrevivente do tráfico, uma mulher pode se tornar propriedade ao simplesmente trocar olhares com um desses homens.
If you look at him, you can be taken from who you're with, and he can't do anything about it because you looked at another person.
Nessa noite, essa mulher conseguiu escapar, mas muitas outras não conseguem.
It's happening every day, every neighborhood, every socioeconomic status. These guys trade women like kids trade baseball cards.
Seeing these pictures
Right.
is, I mean, because of course I've heard this over and
Right.
over again, but actually having the opportunity to see it makes it so real. I mean, he's taking their bags, putting it in the car, you coming with me.
E com ele significa ser levado a qualquer lugar em que haja um cliente pronto para pagar por sexo.
One of the places they utilized was a field where a woman serviced over 50 men in a field. And people can say, well, nobody chooses to do that.
As vítimas caem em armadilhas para fazer essas coisas.
And it's not done under the demise, hey, come work for me. No. Hey, I'm a young, aspiring talent scout. You're beautiful. I like to shoot you and pass it on to some of my colleagues and see what we go from there.
O sargento Kennedy já ouviu de tudo.
You know, they go by many names now, not just pimp or the trafficker, the boyfriend, talent scout, model, agent, whatever.
Traficantes podem ter várias descrições, idades, antecedentes e etnias. E não são todos homens.
Truth be told, she was actually involved in the recruitment of these girls.
Kennedy está falando desta mulher. Nós a chamaremos de Katrina. Ela cumpriu 4 anos em um presídio federal por traficar outras mulheres. A jornada de Katrina começou se prostituindo.
I was dancing at a couple different strip clubs, and different men would approach me with different offers, and eventually I just took one of the offers, and over time just became numb and just continued to offer services.
When did that begin for you? How old were you?
17.
You were 17 years old. When did you actually get involved in trafficking other women?
I was about 21.
Okay.
A few years later, I ended up meeting a guy who was supposed to provide driving services.
Got it.
And it just ended up evolving from there.
Evoluiu e gerou muito dinheiro para a Katrina e o parceiro dela, Solomon Mustafa.
Tell me the amount of women that were working with you guys at once.
Over the course of the time that I was working with him, I would say about 40.
40 women? How much money would you make a day?
I think it would depend on how many females was working. With one, maybe 2,000.
So if you had several women working at one time, you could make what? Tell me what a
Between $3,000 and $5,000.
$3,000 and $5,000.
É difícil imaginar $5.000 numa única noite. Mas bate com um estudo do Departamento de Justiça que mostrou que o traficante médio de Atlanta ganha $32.000 por semana. Jada está tentando entender, mas quando pergunta a Katrina sobre um incidente brutal em especial, ela evita dar detalhes.
Something went wrong.
Do you remember what went wrong?
I remember. I want to say something. Maybe she said something or gave him a implication that she wasn't going to give out her money or something.
No depoimento, a mulher disse que Katrina e Mustafa bateram no rosto dela, trancaram-na no armário e depois a levaram ao Alabama.
She was duct taped and took to Alabama, and with no intentions of working, just intentions of, I guess, getting rid of her.
You said no intentions of working, just intentions of getting rid of her?
Ela foi mantida viva, mas foi abandonada à própria sorte. como várias vítimas do tráfico.
What would you tell young women right now? What could they do to protect themselves?
Just not put themselves out there like that. Even something so simple as dancing at a club, as you think it's so simple. It's a breeding ground and it's very tempting. I just wish I could have did something different. I wish I would have made different choices.
Daqui a pouco, mais detalhes sobre uma rede de exploração na qual é fácil entrar, mas é quase impossível sair.
Quer saber como mudamos o caminho de centenas de famílias? Em parceria com a Gerando Falcões, estamos reconstruindo e levando mais estrutura para a Favela Marte em São José do Rio Preto, em São Paulo, melhorando a vida e o caminho de centenas de moradores. Isso é mobilidade humana. Com a nossa atuação, o lugar não será mais o mesmo, muito menos suas trajetórias dali em diante. Agora eles poderão trilhar os próprios caminhos. CCR, viva seu caminho.
CNN Freedom Project está de volta com o drama de mulheres e crianças exploradas sexualmente. Quem são as pessoas que trabalham para mudar este cenário?
I always thank my mother. She was a single mom and she was young, and I didn't have a father. And I've suffered because of it. I've had to learn a lot, you know, and thank God I came across a man like Will who didn't take advantage of me. Because let me tell you something, when I look at these girls, I look at myself. I see myself. And that's, when I hear their stories, it affects me so much because I go, man, that could have been me. Man, that was me at one time. I know what that is.
O pai biológico de Sasha Ray a abandonou quando era pequena.
I didn't meet my dad until I was about 14. I begged my mom if I could meet him, and she told me, before you meet him, you want to meet him so bad. I'm just letting you know, you might just be setting yourself up for a heartbreak. And that's exactly what I did. I set myself up for a heartbreak.
A psicóloga Annick Whitmore diz que decepções em casa podem ser a armadilha perfeita para um traficante explorar uma criança.
You become vulnerable because you're looking for attention. You're looking to feel fulfilled. And oftentimes, girls with low self-esteem use their body to attract that.
O sofrimento e as mágoas as tornam presas fáceis.
They run. And it may not be far, it may be to the corner. Well, that's where this person is waiting. They're lurking in the background, waiting for this vulnerable child to come and say, you don't want to be there? Come with me. I'll love you. I'll do your nails. I'll find you clothes. I'll show you what you are probably desiring.
Foi exatamente essa tática que o explorador de Sasha Ray usou.
The feeling I kind of got from him that I wasn't getting from no one else.
What was that feeling? What did he make you feel like?
It was a love feeling from, I guess, a man. From like, I felt like I was missing that part. Maybe from my dad. That's what I think. It made me feel like somebody really did care.
Lisa Williams sabe como é esta sensação. Hoje ela cuida de um abrigo para vítimas de tráfico e conta que quando pequena seus pais lhe davam pouca atenção.
I was invisible.
You were invisible. When I was talking to a lot of the young ladies yesterday, I got that same idea that there was this feeling of being invisible in their own homes. How much would you say that plays a part in this epidemic that we're dealing with right now?
If I had to put a figure on it, I'd say about a good 80-85% of them.
Como mãe, Jada se pergunta: o que podemos fazer para proteger nossos filhos?
What can we tell them? How to protect themselves from
You know, these men and these women who are so keen at finding their vulnerabilities.
It is all about elevating that individual to begin their life on a path that they can do and be whatever they want to be. Let them understand and develop who they are as a person, because if you have that as your base, then you won't be able to be pushed over. You won't be able to be lured in.
Rachel se libertou, tomou outro rumo e se encontrou. Agora ela está com 36 anos, tem um filho e uma visão saudável do mundo ao redor.
I have a whole new appreciation for the color of the sky. Because when you're an addict and when you're in bondage, you see everything as black and white, as gray. I didn't see the beauty of this world, this world we're living in. Yeah, there's a lot of hurt, and I understand that too, but there's a lot of beauty, and there's a lot of freedom.
I don't believe you actually kept the box. Get out of Dodge.
Às vezes é preciso um desconhecido para quebrar as amarras de nosso passado.
This whole thing was actually my birthday gift.
Lisa Williams contatou Sasha Ray e lhe mandou um presente especial.
Special gift.
Okay, I gotta hug you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
You sent her a birthday gift without even having met her yet.
Yeah.
That said, hello, beautiful.
I had to, because she is, first and foremost.
Absolutely. It seems as though nobody had told her.
I sent her that gift because she wrote me a letter. She says, I researched you and I looked at all the programs here and I saw your face and I thought you could help me and you would know what it would take. So I figured she was that bold to write me a letter directly in her own handwriting.
Wow.
That I had to answer back. We started to write letters to one another. And then she said, will I ever get to see you? And just so happened that day I showed up where she was.
We are becoming more aware of this epidemic and becoming more aware of what is needed to uproot it. But once again, now we as citizens of America, we all have a part to play in this. And we all have to take responsibility. And it starts in our homes and it starts in our communities.
E começa com pessoas como Casey McLaughlin.
So this area right here, there's normally girls walking the street around this area.
Em janeiro de 2015, ela fez uma excursão pelos polos de tráfico de Atlanta. E os legisladores da Geórgia viram tudo com os próprios olhos. E também os telespectadores desse jornal noturno, como esta mulher. Ela temia que a neta de 14 anos tivesse sido vítima do tráfico. Então ligou para a linha direta do Forsawa e uma voluntária atendeu.
She said, it's going to take a few days, but don't worry, we're going to find her because if you saw it on the news and you called me, it was meant for you to find her.
Com um pouco de pesquisa, encontraram a neta dela à venda na internet. A voluntária da ONG ligou para o sargento Kennedy e a equipe dele iniciou a busca.
Can you run this tag? Whatever comes out of the radio.
Eles suspeitam que uma rede de tráfico local pode estar envolvida.
That's them. That's both the males and the female.
Então, localizam os suspeitos em um bar local.
Okay, go ahead and put your hand behind your back for me. Interlace your fingers. No. Don't get on the ground. Stand up, my man. Stand up. Don't do this. Don't do this. Whose purse is that?
That's my purse.
There's a gun in it.
That's not my gun.
My concern is with a 14-year-old girl I've been looking for. You can help me out a real lot. You can take a girl off the street.
Ooh, does she have red hair? No.
She might, yeah.
Essa suspeita parece cooperar.
That might be her.
I think I did see her.
Where?
Mas ela dá detalhes vagos.
It was last week in the apartments. I
imagine
think
that.
that's what it was.
Okay. Is that her?
Na sequência, a equipe de Kennedy faz uma busca na casa de um dos suspeitos.
Send uniform to the back. Yeah, police search warrant. Search warrant.
Mas a menina de 14 anos não está lá.
It wasn't what we wanted with the girl, but the 3 guns off the street definitely confirmed that they knew the girl, definitely confirmed that she was in there.
Kennedy e sua equipe continuam a busca por dias, até que este carro estaciona perto do aeroporto.
We have the suspect from the other night. We got warrants on him, so he's en route to the jail.
Dentro do carro está a menina de 14 anos que procuravam, e não está sozinha. Com ela, uma menina de 15 anos, que disse estar indo encontrar seu primeiro cliente.
In this particular situation, actually having 2 girls, it's pretty good. You get to get 2 off the street. It's actually a welcoming feeling when you get the parents or the guardians involved, and that's the one thing you look for, you know, to bring the child home and get the parents, you know, to say thanks.
I started crying. I just couldn't believe it. When you hear something like that after your granddaughter was missing for over a month, it was just so exciting.
2 meninas foram salvas com a união da comunidade, policiais, ativistas e, por fim, cuidadores, como Lisa Williams.
We tell them how beautiful they are from the inside out, and we make them believe it. And if they can't believe it, Jada, we believe it for them until they're able to latch on to it.
I got that.
Desde que deixou o Living Water for Girls, a vida de Sasha Ray não foi perfeita, mas ela trabalha duro pelo futuro. Agora ela tem um emprego e...
You graduated from high school?
I got my GED.
Nice. How'd you feel about accomplishing that?
The first person I called was Miss Lisa. I was like, oh my gosh, guess what? I graduated. And she was like, yes, yes.
E Sasha Ray sabe que terá o apoio de Lisa Williams o tempo todo.
You said when you met Miss Lisa, you felt a love that felt better than that you felt from your exploiter. What makes Miss Lisa's love better?
Just her, when you walk into a room, you'll just feel, you could be mad, just mad to the world. When you walk into a room, she just brightens because her smile. She's just, hey, beautiful. Just those words, really those words. Hey, beautiful. That just makes him dead to the situation.
As primeiras palavras que ela escreveu numa carta trouxeram Lisa para a sua vida. Agora Sasha tem uma outra mensagem para entregar.
Dear Miss Lisa, since you've been in my life, things haven't been the same. Yes, I'm not going to lie. I still struggle, but I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I can honestly say I do love myself, and I have hope for myself.
Amor e esperança. Duas coisas que todo mundo precisa, quer e merece.
I love you too. That was a good hug. I haven't had a hug in forever. Oh. I really needed this hug.
Em 2015, a comunidade global se comprometeu a acabar com a escravidão moderna até 2030. A meta faz parte dos Objetivos de Desenvolvimento Sustentável da ONU, mas os números mostram que ainda estamos longe de chegar lá. O CNN Freedom Project termina aqui. Até a próxima.